Welcome to Commissioner's Corner. I'm Commissioner Charlotte Garrido, and I'd like to talk today about energy resources and especially about weatherization. Kitsap County has a goal of reducing our energy use by 30% by 2020. That's a pretty ambitious goal, but as you'll recall, we received some stimulus money a couple of years ago, and we've had some exciting projects to reduce the expenses of taxpayers paying for our energy efficiency, our energy. We've had lighting upgrades, we've replaced heating units, and we've replaced and put in double-paned windows where previously we had single-pane windows, so that we know that we have saved at least $60,000 a year for taxpayers. That equates to about 700,000 kilowatt hours per year. So that's increased our efficiencies terrifically and saved a lot of money on our heating bills, our power bills. The Pacific Northwest relies on hydroelectric energy, which is one of the least expensive energy sources in the United States. But even so, we know that with increased use of power within our businesses, in our homes, that over the coming years that we need to do something to either reduce our energy use or increase the facilities that provide us energy. And at some point, there really won't be the option to continue to create new hydropower opportunities. So we at the county government are doing everything we can to reduce energy use. And because we've had such great success, we would like to assist homeowners in having those same kind of opportunities. I don't know if you know, but the typical United States family spends more than $2,000 a year on their electric bills, and especially those homes that were built before 1980. Energy can be lost in a number of ways. It could be just leaks through poor insulation or inefficient appliances and fixtures in your home. It's really hard to know. And so we wanted to create some opportunities for people to be able to figure out what kinds of energy efficiencies might exist for them. And at the same time, we've been able to create jobs for assessors to help determine how much energy is being lost in homes. So we used our ARRA, our stimulus money, to help encourage to create jobs and training for contractors who may be able to perform those assessments. And now we're going to use some to encourage home assessments for county residents. Our program goals are really simple. We want to save energy and save dollars. We want to increase your comfort and safety, and we want to create local jobs. So let's take a look at what an energy assessment looks like. What's really involved in an energy assessment? Well, the first off is, what is an assessment? What kinds of measures do they use to determine how much energy you're using, whether that's like a blower door test or infrared or any number of other measures? And how do the assessors help homeowners to determine which of the projects might help them find the most efficiency and reduce the most energy for their benefit? So let's meet Troy Olson, Rich Perlow, and Matt Stefnick, who have gone through the training process in Kitsap County and are located here in Kitsap County and are available to go out and assess your home.
Hi, my name is Troy Olson. I'm a certified energy auditor with Washington Energy Savers, and today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of an energy audit, what an energy audit's about, some of the tools that are used, the length of an average audit, the benefits of an audit. We have a few other guests here as well, that other energy auditors for Kitsap County. They're going to be discussing other components of the audit process with you. Basically, an energy audit is a decision-making tool. It's something used to help you make a smart decision on things to do with your home as far as conservation measures. It's designed to help identify areas in your home where you can save money. Issues such as insulation, performance of your heating cooling components, lighting fixtures, like I said, the insulation in your attic, your crawl space, the performance of those items. The energy audit itself, we use specific diagnostic tools. We've all been trained and certified to use these diagnostic tools in order to determine how your home is performing. We're looking at the concerns that you have as a homeowner with the energy usage and how we can help you reduce that. That's kind of our primary goal as an energy auditor coming into your home is to help identify where you might be using more energy than you should be based on your home, and help find ways to reduce that, and the best cost-effective ways to reduce that. And that's something that is provided as a part of the report that you receive. It's approximately a 14-page report that details the cost benefits of performing certain measures. And gives you a list of all the measures we identify from, like we mentioned, insulation, air sealing, which involves air movement through your home, which is just heat loss through cracks and voids that you can't see or identify that we're able to find with our diagnostic equipment, the ducting, what kind of leakage you have in your ductwork. So we're able to identify all that stuff with our tools that we use. It's really a great starting point if you're considering remodeling or any kind of work on your home. It truly is the starting point for any kind of work on your home. We also help you identify rebates that are available for that work in regards to energy savings. So this part of the process is to identify that and help you with that rebate process. We do also perform inspections, visual inspections all throughout the home. So we're going down to your crawl space if you have a crawl space. We're up in your attic. We're looking at all the systems that are associated with those parts of the home. We're looking at your ducting. We're looking at your heating ventilation systems, your appliances, like I said, your lighting systems, anything that's an energy, that creates an energy consumption in your home. We're looking at ways that we can help you reduce that. So again, that's our primary purpose, is to help you find where you can save money on your energy bills, live more comfortably, and improve the indoor air quality. At the beginning of the audit, just kind of how it works is we like to sit down with a homeowner and gain some information from you, particularly any concerns you have. You know, maybe it is just specifically the high energy bills. Maybe it's a cool, drafty area of the home. Maybe it's an area of the house that never seems to warm up. And so with that information, we can kind of go in like a science investigation and with our equipment start finding and try to pinpoint those problems and help identify where we can improve that house for you. So often, you know, during these energy audits, we do find problems. That's what we're there to find, is to identify areas of concern and problems with the home, ways that it's operating inefficiently so we can fix that, and then develop a work scope so that you as the homeowner, or if you hire contractors to perform that work, have a work scope to work on as far as the items that we identify. A recent homeowner told me that he had both an independent infrared scan and an independent blower door test, but never together had he had a blower door test with an infrared scan. And he indicated that it was much more useful than he had received from any of those previous inspections with just the independent use of those tools. So together with our energy audits, it just really provides a very in-depth look at what's going on through your house. We don't always bring good news, but we do bring solutions.
Well, hello, my name is Rich Perlow, and I'm with a company called Heat Holders, where we help people tune their houses to be energy efficient and comfortable. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the unique tools that we use in the process of doing home energy audits. The tools that I'm going to discuss are the blower door and the infrared camera. What these tools allow us to do is to determine where leaks are in your house that carry heat out of your house and that bring the cold air into your house, as well as to help you determine the quality of your insulation, whether it's doing its job, whether it's in the right place, your windows, whether they're doing the proper job or maybe starting to fail, doors and other such items. While air leaks in houses pull heat out of your house and bring in cold air into your house, causing discomfort and reducing your energy efficiency, they also provide fresh air for the occupants in the house and prevent a buildup of moisture and indoor air pollutants. It's really critical to find that point where the energy efficiency is maximized with the indoor air quality. What the blower door you hear in the background is a tool that we use to measure the amount of air that your house leaks on a normal basis. It's a calibrated fan that pulls 100% of the air that goes through the fan is made up for by leaks in the house, so the amount of air that comes out of the fan will help us to determine the amount of air that leaks into the house on a normal basis. What the blower door helps us do is find where the leaks are in your house, first of all. Secondly, we can measure the volume of leaks that are in your house to determine how much sealing should be done in your house. And thirdly, they give us the location of the source of the leak that allow us to control whether the air that's coming into your house is good air or bad air. In some houses, there's leakage that can come in from places like the crawl space and the garage and other locations that can bring in harmful air and allergens and such. So when we go about air sealing a house, we want to make sure that the air that we bring into the house is air that's coming from fresh sources without allergens, without pollutants, and those types of items. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that the air that leaks out of your house from light sockets and attic hatches and those kinds of locations, you can't feel them leave the house because the air is room temperature, so you don't get a draft when the air is leaking out of the house. But that process of leaking out of the house reduces the pressure in the house and creates a suction that pulls air in from other locations. So it's critically important to use a blower door fan to reverse all of the airflow and send all of the airflow that's coming out of the house through the fan, which then reverses these exhaust leaks and allows us to find every single leak in the house, regardless of whether it's where air leaves the house under normal circumstances or enters the house under normal circumstances. Once the blower door fan is running, we can most often feel the source of leaks because we can feel the drafts coming in, but there's a lot of locations that we can't get to, and we can't see where leaks are entering into the building if they're following a path through walls and down smokestacks and items like that. That's where the infrared camera comes into play. It allows us to see the temperature changes between the inside and how it's being affected by the air that travels through these paths. So a lot of times we will be able to see missing insulation in walls. We'll be able to see areas where air is getting through wiring penetrations or coming through framing misalignments where there's no air barrier. We wouldn't be able to do this without an infrared camera. I can say that this is an example of one of the sources of leaks that may not be all that safe or provide good indoor air quality. This is a door that goes out to the garage, and one of the issues with that is that that's where you store a lot of paint. That's where your car is stored that has gasoline in it and those other types of items. Now, when there's a leak in a recessed can or a leak in the roof that acts as a stack that allows the air to exit the house, the air that comes in to replace that air is coming out of this garage. And so it's pulling in fumes in whatever the air quality of the garage is. It's possible for us pretty easily that if we seal off all of these locations where there's poor quality air coming in, that we end up tightening the house up too much. So what the blower door allows us to do is continually measure the amount of air leakage in the house, so that if we do seal up all of these leaks, we can actually create leaks in other locations. But I call it moving air leaks in the house, away from bad intake and bad sources to an area where you can provide a good source of intake air. So this camera is sensitive down to 1/10 of a degree. So if you have missing insulation in areas in between walls that you may suspect there may not have insulation or improperly installed, they'll come out and they'll show themselves up on the camera. This is an attic hatch, for instance, that's not insulated on the back side of the attic hatch. And you can see how it shows up brightly as the heat in the attic is warmer than the interior temperature right now due to the temperature outside, so it shows up bright. But if this was a wall that was missing some insulation, it would show up in the same manner. And this is how we find misalignments in framing and other types of effects. Okay, now we're in the bathroom, and this is another example of a leak coming from a location that's not an optimum source of good quality air. This is a register, a heating register that drops down into the crawl space of the house, which has a lot of dry, dusty air. And you can see how there's air leaking up through that register because the ducts are not sealed properly. And again, this is where the air comes from to make up for the air that's exiting in the house through the ceiling penetrations and recessed lights and those kinds of things. So if you went around and sealed all of tried to find the drafts by your hand and by feeling them under normal circumstances, you may seal individual locations, but because the heat is still exiting the building because you haven't fixed the recessed lights, you haven't fixed the things that you can't feel, all you're going to end up doing is moving the location of the leaks around the house because the air is going to have to find another place to come in. So it will end up being an endless struggle unless you have the ability to turn a fan on and find all of the leaks in the building and prioritize the ones where the air is exiting the building, so that it stops drawing in and stops creating that suction to draw air in from other locations. So after a couple of hours of crawling around the house and trying to find air leaks, trying to find missing insulation, checking insulation levels, appliances, this takes a couple hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours. We would then go back and put this information into a computer-based modeling program to provide a report to the homeowner, which is something that Matt can talk about.
Hi, my name is Matt Stepnick, owner of Matthews Energy Services. After completing your energy assessment, you will be provided with an EPS score. This score will profile your home against other homes in Washington State of similar construction, design, and size. In addition to that, you will be provided with your carbon footprint, showing the amount of carbon released into the atmosphere based on the energy consumption in your home. Along with this, you will be provided with a detailed scope of work with priorities given to safety, comfort, and energy savings. This scope of work will be your roadmap so that you can make the most beneficial decisions based on return of investment and priorities in your home's needs. You can use your scope of work as you solicit bids from contractors in the area, but be certain to choose a BPI certified contractor, as building science is the priority in their design and construction. It's always a good idea to consult your pre-approved BPI certified building analyst. Thereby you will know that your money is spent in the most beneficial way. Some homeowners feel that windows is a good benefit to their home, but in truth that returns a very modest gain on investment, when other measures such as air sealing and additional insulation have a far greater return on investment, resulting in greater savings and greater comfort in your home. Always, before starting any remodel project or new construction, consult your BPI certified building energy analyst so that you know your home will be energy efficient, the measures that you have taken to improve your home have been done correctly, and you can have peace of mind.
Welcome back. We just heard from 3 home assessors in the field, and what a great job they do. But now I'd like to introduce you to Autumn Salamak, Kitsap County's Resource Conservation Manager. She's the one who helps coordinate these kinds of projects for us. So Autumn, we just heard from those assessors, and it sounds like there's a lot of value in having a home assessment completed. Can you tell us a little bit about how somebody signs up or gets one?
Absolutely. We have a website at www.kitsapgreen.org, and if you click on the weatherization program link, you'll see a picture of our 4 energy auditors along with a link to their phone numbers and all of their contact information. So any homeowner who's interested in getting an assessment simply calls up one of the assessors and schedules the time for them to come out to their home.
Great. So are there programs to help people pay for weatherizing their homes?
Yep, the county is actually using some of our stimulus funds to offer an instant $350 rebate to help pay for the assessment itself. Now, these assessments typically cost anywhere from $500 to $600 based on the size of your home. So this instant rebate really does help lower the initial cost for a homeowner to get this work done. Puget Sound Energy and Cascade Natural Gas both offer lots of rebates to help you with things like paying for your insulation upgrades or putting in new ducts or sealing your existing ducts. And last but not least, we've partnered with Kitsap Credit Union to offer low-interest energy efficiency loans to really help Kitsap homeowners pay for these energy upgrades.
That's great. I think that there's lots of opportunities for people who live in Kitsap County. We sure have seen some great efficiencies at the county facilities, and it's a great time to be able to be investing in this because the economy is down and people need the work, and the materials are costing us less than we ever dreamt they would. So people at home, if you're interested in having an assessment of your energy use and looking at what priority ways that you can begin to cut your energy costs, don't hesitate to look at what website?
www.kitsapgreen.org.
And Autumn, of course, would always be happy to field your calls as well if you have some specific questions. But other than that, feel free to access the information about the 3 home assessors that you saw today and one other additional home assessor. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining Commissioner's Corner, and I look forward to talking to you next time.